Dear friends in Christ, I'm recording this message as the Rectors Report for our annual meeting, January 2021. And this year's annual meeting is unlike any other annual meeting we've had, just like everything we've done at the past year at St. Peter's is unlike any other way we've ever done it before because of the pandemic. And before I go on, I'd like to tell you a little story. It's about an Episcopal priest named Phillips Brooks. In 1865, Phillips Brooks was the rector of Holy Trinity Church in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And he went that December on a personal pilgrimage to the Holy Land. On Christmas Eve, he traveled by horseback from Jerusalem to Bethlehem. Today, Bethlehem is a bustling city, but at that time in 1865, it was still a small village in the countryside. And Phillips Brooks arrived at nighttime, and he stopped in a field believed to be the place where the shepherds heard angels sing on the first Christmas. And as he sat there on horseback and watched the peaceful little village of Bethlehem with the stars shining bright over it, in his head, he composed a hymn, a Christmas carol. O little town of Bethlehem. And it is a beloved Christmas carol. The first verse talks about the beauty of the peaceful village of Bethlehem. And then it ends with these words: the hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight. He'd started with a description of Christmas, but then in his genius, he ended with the meaning of Christmas. And as I've thought about our annual report for this year, I've thought of Phillips Brooks' hymns because of the words, the hopes and fears. It has been a year full of hope and fear. We know the fear of health and life and economic distress and loss of school and activities and so much more. There's been lots of fear. There was fear of the ancient people when Jesus was born, but there's also hope when Jesus appears, when we come to Jesus. And as I think of the last year, it's more of the hope at this point than I think of than the fears. It was shocking in mid-March when we learned that we would no longer be able to come to worship together in our beautiful historic sanctuary. And yet, we learned, we adapted, we learned technology we never would have before. We recorded services, we went outdoors across upstate New York to different locations to try and make the services more meaningful and connect with the message. You know, as Christmas approached this year, I became saddened to think that we wouldn't have our magical Christmas Eve service when we somehow pack 350 people into the sanctuary, the absolute capacity of our building. Yet, when we recorded our service, we have had over 2,000 people join us in worship by viewing that service. And week by week now, we're reaching about 500 people joining us for worship. And that's been, I think, the key and the heart of everything we've been able to do at St. Peter's Church. Our life together flows from the altar to everything we do. And because of that, we've been able to adapt and continue our vital ministries, which serve our members, but especially serve the wider community. And over the Sundays in January, we've highlighted how some of our ministries like Cooking Matters and Neighbors Night and St. Peter's Community Arts Academy, our church school, and so many others have remained vital and alive and are reaching people and changing lives. And when I think of hopes, I can't help but think that 2020 was the year in which we've invested so much in the future. Think about the capital work we've done. We've put brand new roofs on all of our buildings. We're repairing and replastering the church sanctuary and the parish house, and we'll have brand new coats of paint. And the former rectory building, St. Peter's Church, which has been vacant for 20 years, is being renewed, refurbished, and will become a building for St. Peter's Community Arts Academy to serve both our church and the people of Geneva. What a wonderful investment in the future, and what a sign of hope. And I'd like you to come over to the rectory with me so I can show you the work that's underway to bring that building to new life. Founding a school at St. Peter's Church was a dream of this parish. But in 2005, we established St. Peter's Community Arts Academy to serve the artistic opportunities for youth in our community. And we're going to now transform the former rectory here to be St. Peter's Community Arts Academy. Come on in with me. I want to show you the work underway. The building has been brought down to the bare walls so that all new wiring can be installed, and it will be insulated and made new, and all new wiring, which will make it safe. I'll show you one room here. This large room, the former dining room of the rectory. Look at the beautiful bay window. It looks out on the churchyard, and there'll be a piano here, and our piano students, our violin students will practice here. It's large enough for a group ensemble, and many young lives are going to be changed for the good by learning fine music. Let's go upstairs. This narrow, twisty stairway will be replaced with a wide, straight-run stairway for safety. Up here are large rooms, and these are going to, again, be rooms devoted for practice studios. This room is going to be the keyboard lab, and will hold about 10 different keyboards so our students can learn and practice a piano ensemble. And our piano studio is so excited about getting out of the basement of the church into this wonderful space. So for us at St. Peter's Church, like everywhere across the land, it's been a year of hopes and fears. But hope is one of the great gifts of the Spirit. And we cherish that gift, and we celebrate it today as we look forward to the coming year. We look forward to so much that we've mentioned, but especially we look forward to gathering together in our sanctuary to worship together as God's people, to give God thanks and praise. I'm going to end this message quickly because it is Friday, January 29th, and the wind chill factor is about 0. I want to end with this message. Each year we ask our members to make their financial pledge for the coming year. Each year we ask our members to do this in November. And this year we decided to wait until February. And then in the coming weeks, we'll ask each of our members to prayerfully consider your support, your participation of your time, your talent, and your treasure in order to support the mission and the ministry of St. Peter's Church, in order that this church, as it's been for more than 150 years, may be a beacon of the good news of God's love for all people. So I hope that you will join with Sue and I and so many other members of St. Peter's Church. And as you make your pledge, to make it with generosity and from the bottom of your hearts. Thank you, friends in Christ, for all you do to make our church family one in which we all cherish.